Three sports mixed into one. Triathlon is a modern sport. Something very close to the modern-day triathlon had started taking shape in the early 20th century in France, but the modern version emerged in the recent past. The origin of the sport can be traced back to the multi-event races that were staged in France during the 1920s. More specific regulations and events emerged in Southern California during the late 1970s, when sports groups and individuals developed the sport of triathlon. Due to the scattered nature of evolution, the sport has seen many variations, and for a long time now, no unified rules and regulations have existed. This lack of unified rules has hampered the growth of triathlon at the global level for all these years. But with time, the sport was regulated and organizations started taking control of the sport. Variations continue to exist to this day, with different organizations preferring minor modifications to rules. Despite variations, triathlon is now largely guided by the same basic rules. These rules may sound simple, but many beginners continue to make mistakes that cost them their valuable time. In this video, we will be discussing the rules that you, as a budding triathlete or even as a fan, must know. Welcome to Triathlon Global Insights, the motivation channel for all triathletes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with what's happening in the triathlon world. We keep you updated about triathlon news, incredible races, training tips, and information about pro athletes. Triathlon events attract a large number of athletes. Because of this, officiating is required to keep things in order. Because of the nature of a triathlon event, certain rules and regulations are enacted, with the competitor's safety as the utmost priority. The basics of a triathlon are simple. There are three disciplines: swimming, biking, and running. The athlete who completes all three of these in the least time is declared the winner. Sounds simple, right? But these are just the basics. Let us move into the nuances of the sport. One of the first things to understand about triathlon is that it is an individual sport. Each competitor competes against the clock to see who can finish the race in the shortest amount of time. As a result, except for race-sanctioned aid workers who provide food and drink on the course, participants are not permitted to receive assistance from anybody else outside of the event. Another thing to remember is that before mounting their bike, competitors must have their helmets on and properly strapped. At the same time, the race number must be pinned on and visible clearly on the racer's bike and helmet. Another biking rule is that the athletes, while biking, should maintain a 2-bike distance between them and the rider racing ahead of them. There must be a decent amount of distance between the riders. Competitors must ride their bike as far as possible to the right side of the lane. They can only pass on the left and then must return to the right immediately. The bikers who do not follow this rule are considered to be blocking their opponents. For this reason, always allow the quickest biker to move past ahead. Another strict rule for competitors is that they are not permitted to ride with headphones on. They must be alert and aware, as well as familiar with the course. At the end of the biking session, riders must appropriately rack their bikes and show consideration for the equipment of others. In the transition area, racers must walk or run. No riding is permitted until they reach the mount line. Throughout the race, athletes must wear their timing chips. They must pass it over to a race official after crossing the finish line to earn an official time. All personal goods and equipment brought onto the course must remain with the athlete throughout the race. No garbage, clothing, or other items may be thrown on the course unless a race official has permitted him to do so. Last but not least, race officials and marshals must be obeyed without question. Other triathlon rules differ from event to event, but they usually include explanations of which equipments are permissible and which are not. Wetsuits are allowed in USAT events during the swimming portion of some races when the water temperature is below 78.1 degrees Fahrenheit, and there are no rules prohibiting participants from interfering with each other. In addition, using flippers or other swim propulsion and flotation aids is prohibited in triathlons and can lead to disqualification. Other time penalties can be earned throughout the race for drafting on the bike in a non-drafting race, incorrect passing, littering on the course, and unsportsmanlike behavior, among other things. Now that we know about the rules, let us also talk a bit more about the penalties that are awarded if an athlete is found to be violating any of these. Most of the above discussed violations invite time penalties. For instance, a 15-second time penalty at the London 2012 Olympics was awarded to Jonathan Brownlee of Great Britain for mounting his bike too early. That means if the person finishes their race in 3 hours, an extra 15 seconds are added to their finish time for not obeying the rules of competition. The amount of penalty time changes according to the distance of the race. In a long-distance race, a first offense invites damages of 4 minutes for the athlete, while the same offense will be punished with only a 1-minute penalty in a short race. Also, in most of these offenses, it is the race director that decides the penalty. If the race director feels so, he can also disqualify athletes from competing in the race. Rules and regulations of triathlon are simply designed to safeguard triathletes from the many dangers that can arise while racing in an event as extensive as the triathlon. Throughout any national or international triathlon, all regulations or modest changes of them are routinely enforced. Most of these rules, however, are quite simple and easy to keep in mind. Triathletes, if they enjoy the sport, can easily remember them all and ensure that they abide by all of them. Train hard, be fit, and enjoy the sport. All of the rest will fall in line on their own. That will be it from our side today at Triathlon Global Insights. We do hope that you liked the video, and if you did, you must hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching and staying with me up until the end. We at Triathlon Global Insights keep you updated on triathlon news, incredible races, training tips, and information about pro athletes. You may like, subscribe, and press that notification bell so that you'll be updated on my next upload. Adios!